Canada's worst drivers have made it to rehab, and that could only mean one thing. It is time for our annual assessment challenge. This year's assessment challenge starts out with the drivers going through a long hallway of rims that they need to go through. Then, they need to maneuver across this concrete corral. Get out the other side, and finally swerving around these foam figures while traveling at 50 kilometers an hour. It may sound simple to drivers like you and I, but let's see how Canada's worst drivers do. Newcomer Raymond will drive the assessment challenge first. Alright, Season 15, Canada's worst driver. This guy you're looking at right now, who knows if it might be the worst. You know that there's things called mirrors down on the side of your doors? Yep, and they are really beneficial when you're in a situation like this. But Raymond doesn't even set them or does not even look at setting them up. And you jumped over one. Bono, my tires are gone. A few minutes later, at the end of the course, Raymond still hit some rims. And he still doesn't have his mirrors set. You see the mirrors? They're not set. Oh, the mirror. Yeah, the mirrors. Until he finally gets to his point. Yeah, once you set up the mirrors, that's really a game changer when you're around like a very narrow space when you're driving through around here. I know that most of these tight spaces are where you usually drives in urban Montreal. Those rims have seen better days. In the concrete corral, Raymond should notice that this year's concrete corral is the widest we've ever done, which includes a space so that drivers can get into a space which gives them more wiggle room. And so he does. But doesn't know when this wiggle room spot is going to end. Well, stop. Bit of a bump. And as he moves slowly to the transition spot, he doesn't make a single scrape. At all. Kind of impressed in this maneuvering the concrete corral. However, he should be doing a couple of S-turns as he heads to the transition spot. But he doesn't do those S-turns. Holy. Ow. Now that's gonna leave a mark. As always, we've got our panel of experts that are watching every move that Canada's worst drivers make. And he's not even stopping. Tim Danter is our head driving instructor. Shamala Kiru is our on-site therapist. Philippe Letourneau is our high-speed driving instructor. and former highway cop Cam Woolley is our legal expert. Together, these 4 experts help me decide at the end of each episode which nominee should graduate and leave. At the end of our series, they'll help me decide who should be named Canada's worst driver ever. Can't get out of the hole. He can, but he needs to back up and do another S-turn. Which this course can make it seem quite easy, and it is. You are out, man. And now on to the 50K an hour slalom. Oh yes, here we got some high-speed stuff. Sure got this? Totally do, man. As long as I can't not hit anything. Here we go, Raymond. 50K an hour slalom. Alright, it's 50 up here. You're at 50? Yeah, 50. Don't hit anything. Don't hit anything. Whoa! Don't hit anything. Don't hit anything. Whoa! Too close. Don't hit anything. Ugh. Jeez Louise, man. Wait, did I not hit anything? I see no phone figures. So I got it? Let's go, boys. Let's go. Holy cowabunga, man. I thought you said you got this. Did you? I sure did. Well, if you sure did, you sure did. Even though Raymond was confident about the 50K an hour slalom and he did complete it successfully, he still needs plenty of rehab. Like, I came here for, proper driving training, and I know that, I do need some driver training. Well, he did come to the right place. Kevin's assessment challenge starts off with a bang we didn't even expect. Oh, slow down, Kevin. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Ah. Whoa. Reversing there way too fast. Way too fast. Kevin, remember in season 9 when I taught you about the benefits about using side mirrors? Because they could be really handy right about now. Really? Yeah, you see? Kevin sets his mirrors and voila. You see? Now, when you're using your mirrors pointed down, you're all missing those rims. This is really beneficial for you, Kevin. You need to use them more often if you want to drive safely. I sure will, Lenny. I sure will. I just haven't got the point yet. Is he ever correct? Hit another rim. And that's not using your mirrors correctly. Now you've hit that rim. You're out of there. Wait, Kevin. Stop there. Do you see that space to the left? Yeah? We could actually go there and get ourselves some space to start out the maneuver in the concrete corral. Really? Yes, really. Oh, wait. We designed the concrete corral this way for this season. And stop. You are free to roam around, man. And this is where he should be setting his mirrors, so I could miss that this concrete section there. But Kevin does not set them. Oh. You see, you need to reset your mirrors. Did not know that. But Kevin does get himself free and does an S-turn and gets out of there in time for the exit. But not before another colossal hit. Kevin! I'm trying to move myself out of the concrete corral. Does it seem like Season 8 all over again? Do not fail this challenge, Kevin. Sure will if I don't crash into anything. Here we go, Kevin. 50K an hour slalom. Are you going 50? Are you going 50? Kevin's not. He's going over 60. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Wow. Jeez. Freak. Man, you were sideways for a second, were you? Yes, I was. And he sure was. On his way to the third figure, Kevin knew it was going too fast or slow down. But he was looking where it was going instead of where he wanted to go. And he hit that foam figure. Sensing that in a sort of panic, he locked out the brakes. It steered, but it was no use, so he let go. But then hit another foam figure, which made the car lose more control and into that drift, until he finally slowed down. That was one darn nice experience. Lost for words, like... Now here, and stone crashing, when would I ever graduate? If Kevin really wants to graduate from our show, he needs to put in a massive amount of effort. This is your redemption. Another redemption after season 9. It's your chance, Kevin. You need to make it. Or the keys won't go back to the ignition again. When Dale gets on the assessment challenge course, she is downright delusional on the rim section. Alright, Dale, you see me in your left mirror? You see me in your mirror? No, I don't see you. Hang on, stop. You see me in your mirror? No, I don't. Yeah, that's because that you haven't set it up properly. And setting your mirrors properly is a crucial part in the assessment challenge, especially on the rim section. So, once you set up your mirrors, voila, now I can see where your rims are from the back tires of your car. Dell says she's got it, but she doesn't get it just yet. Those rims. Did I remind you that you also need to look around to see, where your car is gonna position next. No. Well, that's what you need to do if you want to position correctly. You need to use your mirrors, but you also need to position it correctly in order to not hit any rims. You really need to start like hitting stuff if you want to be back on the road driving your kids. I'm trying my best. No, you aren't yet. Dale's nephew John says she hits things a lot. Yeah. And I'm worried that she's gonna hurt someone real bad if she doesn't stop like hitting things like that. He's serious for a reason, Dale. He is serious. There's some spots you can get into. Okay. Dale, would you please stop hitting things? John sounds like a broken record to Dale. That's gonna leave another mark. Watch it. Reset your mirrors. And I sound like a broken record too. Watch it when you exit. Use your mirrors, Dale. But weirdly, she doesn't set them or even care to set them. That's our drive. And I bet you can guess what would happen on a slalom. Whoa. You got one. No. Dale, you almost scared me. Scared the creeps out of me there. How fast were you going out there in the slalom? You told me 50. You told me 50 out there. Dale was actually going 60 on the slalom. And how many phone figures did you hit? 2, 3 at least. I didn't fully hit one of them. Well, you did lock one off. Even though Dale says she could be improving, and she did improve slightly on the rim section on the assessment challenge, she could be in the running for Canada's worst driver ever. I think we're going to be at the rehab center about as long as the last time we were here. Really? That was more of the phone video they just hit. Scott's up next in the assessment challenge. Alright, enter through here. And for the entire rim section, he doesn't even hit a single thing. You've got your mirrors set? No. But you're still floss through here, aren't you? Yes. That's the question that's been bugging me since he arrived back in Season 6. Why did Scott ever sign up to come on our show? Watch it. Whoa! That was close. Even though he almost crapped Danny's pants a little bit, Scott is also flying through the concrete corral. Scott, before we enter the slalom, tell me, what's your main driving problem? Still, I need to stop telling him that he should be driving like a maniac like he does on the roads here. His maneuvering skills, he's good, but when he's regular driving, when he's going over 200, he's out to be causing an accident. I'm not kidding at that. Let's think back to when Danny said about driving 200, aka driving at high speed. When Scott gets onto the start of the slalom, he handbrake turns it in there. Again. Alright, that's just showing off. Here we go again. And when Scott does start on the course, he's not sure why his car isn't as responsive as when he first took it onto the assessment challenge. Well, don't hit that thing. Maniac. How many fingers did you actually hit, Scott? 1 or 2? You decapitated one, man. Why? It's because you went over 70. You were speeding, man. That's the thing we've got to adjust here. You're not a speed freak, and Danny knows that. Yet you're still not on the public roads. That could really cause a lot to be lost. Yeah, I gotta drive better. I really do have to drive better. Scott's issues of speed is something that we really have to address. When Crystal's on the assessment challenge, she's on her phone, in a running car. Would you get off your phone? No, I'm doing something. Crystal, are you for real? Are you texting while on the assessment challenge course already? Alright, let's just get over this. Mood swing? No! And you already had things. Oh. And you haven't even set your mirrors up, haven't you? Clearly, she doesn't set her mirrors at all. I mean, at all. I mean, this is what literally makes Crystal Canada's worst driver. Her inability to not care about what's around her, and her only focus is about her phone and distracted driving and stuff. I mean, she's nuts. And Crystal should be thankful that this year's concrete corral is the widest one we've ever made for the assessment challenge. Why do I keep hitting things? But she seems kind of upset about it. Wait, Crystal, hang on. You see how much room you have on the left here? In order for you to get that much space on the left, you need to turn more to the left. You see there? And look how much room you now have to play. That's what we call here at the rehab center an S-turn. And by doing a couple of S-turns, you'll be able to get to the concrete corral scratch-free. But Crystal still doesn't get the gist about it. And you've hit the bumper again. And there you go. That's an S-turn. And you're out of there. So do you really get the gist of the S-turn? If I actually did it, I did it. Well, we'll see. And Crystal's inadvertently speeding on the slalom. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, jinxed it. That was not 50, Crystal. It ain't 50. I was going 50. You were going 70. I don't matter if it's 70. I maneuvered all across. No, you didn't. You didn't. Crystal might be in the running for Canada's worst driver ever. I really do think that she might be Canada's worst driver ever. Again. Angelina is the last driver to go into the assessment challenge. And she's a bit hungover. Alright, Angelina, last driver on our assessment challenge. And our first hit is now. Go a bit to your left. Use your mirrors. I am using my mirrors. She is not using her mirrors. Hit over rim. She's up and over one. Christine, I really need some help on this. I can't do everything for you. You're the driver. I can only just watch you and give you some advice out there. I'm not going to drive from the passenger seat. That's Christine, the person who nominated Angelina as Canada's worst driver. Come on. No! Eventually, Angelina does get out, but not until more carnage unfolds. especially on the concrete corral. Angelina doesn't even use the wiggle room that we gave to all of the drivers in the concrete corral. Because I just want to get out of here, out of this. But she doesn't. Whoa, what was that? What was that? You're stuck. Luckily, she barely knows an S-turn to get out of here. You opted. But that was a bit scratchy. That was a bit scratchy. Here we go. Andrew on the slalom. Oh my god. Oh my god. You got it. You got it. Having a panic attack with that. You went smack dab to that pink figure right there. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. Do you think you should keep driving? I'm driving. I want to keep driving. But you have to have those mental episodes like you did just when you're on that slalom. I don't think you should be driving. Like, you should, if you want to keep driving, you should get those mental issues back under control, like how we dealt with them last time. I don't know. I just want to keep driving. If Angelina does not want to be named Canada's worst driver ever, she needs to put these mental issues in her rearview mirror. For good. You should have a one-on-one with Shamla soon. If it sounds like a good idea, then maybe yes. Okay then, so we'll do it. Canada's worst drivers ever have shown us their skills behind the wheel in our annual assessment challenge course. Now, they're gonna go face to face with our panel of experts. Starting off with Kevin, in which he says that he is starting to improve but at a very slight rate. I mean, I need to start changing my ways. I need to start driving safe because I learned this the hard way by cutting up my license and not driving, but I want to drive, and that's why I came here again. Kevin, if you really want to drive safely, like you said, you have to make an effort, not just like driving safely, but like driving like following like what you're doing, because in that last drive in season 9, you weren't like seeing like where you were going, and you were committing offense after offense. And I don't want to see this from you, buddy. Yeah, I agree with Cam. I'm glad you're starting to claim that you're making a change for yourself, but still, like, until like we see you all starting to get like really improved, we'll see like how you're doing out here, like actually driving on public roads. and see if you're safe. Thanks. Like, it's all for, like, my... Angelina could be Canada's worst driver via her mental issues as she experienced on the assessment challenge. It just... I don't know, but, like, my mental issues that control my driving. It's just so... Angelina, I understand about your mental issues and like how it's affecting your driving. So we're gonna do a conference, and is that okay with you? Yes, I need all the help that I can get, and we sure will, because we've dealt this before with you, and if you're not comfortable like doing these challenges, like it's all up to you, but this can impact like if you're driving or not. I want to keep driving, but am I fit enough to drive? Raymond sure can drive, well, at least at high speed. However, at slower speeds, I don't think I'm like that safe like driving like at a slower speed. Like, is it due to you like playing those video games that you and like Nick do all the time? I don't know, or maybe like I'm just like a bad driver or something. Like, well, you did make it through the slalom course. Yeah, and I agree with Andrew. Like, that maneuvering through that slalom is like some of the smoothest driving I've ever seen. But my question is, can you actually pull like that precision like on what you did on the slalom on actual driving? That's what I'm trying to find out, and that's why I'm coming here. Because it's not just for the fans there, it's for me too, and I need some help there. And we're here to help. We're here to help too. Are you Canada's worst driver? I don't know. I'm here for the help, but I don't know if I might be the worst. Do any other of the nominees think they are Canada's worst driver? Possibly not. Well, maybe not, if Robert can actually accept the fact that I like to be taught like the way of my generation, like us millennials do. Wait, let me hold that back. Like, you want to be taught like your generation, not like how we have been. I've been doing that for the past 15 seasons. Yes, and that way I could be like a better driver overall. No, well, the real question is, Crystal, are you Canada's worst driver? I don't know. Yes? Well, Cam thinks it might be Scott after what he saw on the road to rehab and the assessment challenge. Well, I think you still haven't got it yet, Scott. You're still trying to show off to us that you could be a good driver, but you're still being completely dangerous around behind the wheel, though. Yeah. And let's not forget you recently got your insurance back. Yeah. After Danny completely shut it down. And I made my promise, like, drive good for a few years, then insure myself again. How's that worked out? Possibly. Well, that's when I see, like, done from anyone who's, like, making a major goal for themselves. Set that goal for themselves and make sure it counts. And here we are, the end of our first episode here at the Rehab Center, here on Canada's Worst Driver Ever. Season 15! As we know, on our first day here at the Rehab Center, no one will graduate. Next episode, someone will graduate. And at the end of our show, someone will be burdened with the unwanted title, Canada's Worst Driver Ever.